The case of the mystery drones over New Jersey is still a big mystery. State and federal officials say they are no closer to finding out who is behind these drones. Nick Calloway covers New Jersey, and he reports some are asking for the military to help out.
It's huge.
If you're wondering who's behind these mysterious drones hovering over homes, reservoirs, even a military base, you are not alone. New Jersey State Police and the state's Office of Homeland Security briefed mayors and local elected officials Wednesday, but
they don't have any information.
Republican State Senator John Bramnick says state leaders are baffled by the drones, which have been reported up and down the Garden State.
Apparently, it's only the Department of Defense that has the sophisticated technology that could find out where these drones are from and where they're going. And that's what I said to the state police today. Bring in the Department of Defense.
The FBI is leading the drone investigation. They appear to be equally as perplexed.
What is going on in New Jersey?
A top FBI official testified before Congress on Tuesday.
We do not attribute that to an individual or a group yet. We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that.
FBI Assistant Director of Critical Incident Response, Robert Wheeler, was asked if the public is at risk.
There's nothing that is known that would lead me to say that, but we just don't know, and that's the concerning part.
They don't know if there is a threat or not, and there was one incident where apparently a state police helicopter had a large drone underneath it while it was flying, and then that drone turned off its lights and took off.
Pentagon officials say the drones do not belong to the U.S. military, and they do not appear to be coming from a foreign adversary. In Scotch Plains, New Jersey, Nick Calloway, CBS News, New York.
Well, that's good to note. And late this afternoon, Monmouth County Sheriff Sean Golden calling on Governor Murphy to declare a state of emergency and issue an executive order banning recreational drone use during nighttime hours. To be continued.
This is over my house right now. What is that?
What is that, and what are they? That New Jersey resident is not alone in asking that question. Mysterious drone sightings like this prompting heightened security concerns and fears from locals throughout New Jersey. Well, now state and federal officials investigating who is flying the drones and why. Now, when asked if he is concerned, here's what New Jersey Senator Cory Booker had to say. Listen.
I'm concerned. I issued a letter to ask for more information, and I think there should be a lot more transparency about them.
Are you hearing from constituents?
Yes, I am. And elected leaders.
Are you expected to be briefed today?
I hope so. Again, I've been a little frustrated. There hasn't been enough transparency, letting people know what's happening. It's allowing a lot of potentially misinformation to spread, or at least fear. We should know what's going on over our skies, and I've asked for a lot more information.
So let's talk to CBS News national correspondent, investigative division, Tom Hansen. Tom, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy will talk to the White House about this, while at the same time, we're still hearing no threat to public safety. So how do we square these two pieces of information, my friend?
Yeah, that is exactly what so many people in New Jersey are asking, Reed. How can you tell us that these drones don't pose a threat to the communities that they're flying over when you can't tell us who they're being sent by, what they're here for, why, and what information, if any, they are collecting? Now, what we do know about these drones is that according to firsthand accounts of seeing the drones over New Jersey, these things appear to be about the size of a small car, hovering in zigzag patterns, but there still isn't any information about what they're doing here or where they're coming from. You know, there's only speculation as this mystery unfolds. We spoke to one representative yesterday, Jeff Van Drew. He said that according to officials with certain security clearances, they told him that these drones could be coming from an Iranian mothership that's off the East Coast. However, when we asked him if there is any concrete evidence that he could show us, he did not go any further than that. So the Pentagon has actually come out and refuted those claims for the time being. But this is really just a mystery as to what these drones are doing here, how many of them there are, and exactly who's sending them, Reed. A lot of people concerned.
Right. So I need to ask you about investigations by the New Jersey State Police and State's Office of Homeland Security. What came of their investigations? Any findings that are reportable yet?
Yeah, well, there was a closed-door meeting yesterday that a lot of mayors in the area were briefed on, and I can tell you, coming out of that meeting, we spoke to one mayor who was incredibly frustrated. He basically summarized the meeting in the following, saying that it could have been just as easily sent in an email because there wasn't any tangible information for them to go back to their communities with. There was no instruction about what people should do when they see these drones other than to report them to police. Now, what I can say is that on both sides of the aisle, people that we have spoken to are very eager to get one of these drones down safely. They believe that that is going to provide them with enough evidence to get some answers as to what the intentions are behind these drones. Governor Phil Murphy, though, has said that, that is not something that he plans on doing, that he wants people to quit fear-mongering. So he's really sticking to the point that these drones do not appear to present an immediate threat to the communities that they're flying over, but that has not eased concerns for the residents that we've spoken to, Reed.
Well, and yeah, you could literally drive a truck between the answers that we know and the things that we do not know, Tom. So let's put aside all of the officials and let's go back to the coffee shop 24 hours ago when you and I last talked. You talked to Barista, who's hearing from a lot of locals there. Arguably, that's the most important conversation right now. What are the locals who are seeing these things and reporting them saying?
Yeah, well, where we were yesterday is actually situated between two sensitive areas. There's the Picatinny Arsenal, which is a military base known for manufacturing certain munitions that go out to every branch of the U.S. military. And then, of course, on the other side, there's the National Trump Golf Club. And so those are two areas that have been basically cut off from flying drones for the time being while they get to the bottom of who this is. But, that kind of lends itself to the speculation here because these drones are flying particularly close to sensitive areas all throughout the Northeast, whether that's critical infrastructure or areas that are inevitably going to be visited by the president or other high-profile officials, and then, of course, military bases where these drones are not allowed to fly over. But one thing that these residents are saying is that, the size of these drones, you can't buy these drones online. You can't get them on Amazon. You can't get them from Best Buy, none of that. And so they speculate that there must be something larger at play here than, for instance, a 15-year-old who just wants to wreak havoc and cause a stir, Reed.
Which is why the conversation is so important. CBS News investigation is so important, and why I'm glad one of the very best is on it. Tom Hansen, nice to talk to you, my friend.
These drones vary in shape and size, and while we don't know much about where they come from or what, if any, risk they pose, what we do know is that they have a lot of people talking in this community, Mendham, New Jersey. And I actually want to bring in a barista at Simple Coffee. A lot of people are coming in here. His name is John, and they're telling him what they're seeing. And John, in fact, has seen these drones himself as well. So, John, what are people saying here?
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting. I know in my own personal experience, I was driving home from a friend's house, passing by Flanders Valley Golf Course, and I saw a drone that looked like the size of a small car, just hovering right above the golf course. And I tried to get a picture of it, but you know how it is, the lights, it's kind of hard to get a true image out of it. But it's honestly kind of been a little comical too, as well, because people come in here with all their conspiracies and all their own ideas of what could be happening. And it is nice in a coffee shop environment to talk about it. And
so you were telling me that some of these drones are as large as a car, some are as small as the more conventional drones. What do they sound like and what are they moving like when you do see them?
See, sometimes it's hard to really get a true idea of what they sound like because some of them are very high up, looks like 10,000 feet, and then others could be around 500 feet. So the larger ones, I have seen stories and I have heard that it could sound like a helicopter. While the small ones, when they're high up, you can't really hear anything at all.
Yeah, and then what are people saying? Are people concerned? Are they fascinated? What's the general sense you're getting from people who are coming into your coffee shop?
I would say probably a mixture of fascination and concern. I feel as if definitely the older generation is more concerned with their privacy and all that, but I'm more fascinated by it. I like listening to the conspiracies. I've heard everything from Russian spies to an alien invasion, so it's been fun to listen.
Yeah, and one thing we know for certain is that people are certainly talking about this.
There's one.
All
plane went off in the distance. One, where's the other guys? Oh, here. Here's the other one, right over the library. They're just pacing back and forth, going very slow. So that's 2, 3. See how low they are? They go right below the tree line. This one's just coming up over. Where's that other one? So you can see how low they are. It's like right above the trees. I think I counted about 3. Here comes another one. They seem to also like follow each other. They go in the same direction. Look. Here's another one, also very low. I really apologize. The quality on this phone is terrible. But you can see how low they are. Can't hear a thing. The only thing you can hear is 287 in the background, but
this is a video of the Morris County drones with characteristic triangle lights on the back or underneath.
Jen. Sabrina, can you tell me what the Pentagon is doing to address this issue of drone sightings over New Jersey? It's near sensitive installations. The FBI is involved. What is the Pentagon doing?
Sure. So at this time, aware of those drone sightings that have been reported, at this time we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary. We're going to continue to monitor what is happening, but at no point were our installations threatened when this activity was occurring.
Can you rule out that these are American drones or U.S. military drones?
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
Representative Jeff Van Drew, who is a Republican from New Jersey, was just on the air saying that Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones, and that mothership is off the coast of the east coast of the United States. Is there any truth to that?
There is not any truth to that. There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.